Hi, Dr. TJ Dixon here, your intuitive guide to transformation, connecting to your best life. Today's message is actually a recommendation for the work of Carol Tuttle. Carol Tuttle is a woman who has come up with a way to type yourself and find a way to really love who you are, as who you are, naturally who you are. And so I have 3 of her books here with me for this video. The first one here is Discover Your Type of Beauty. The second one here is called It's Just My Nature. And the third one, this is actually for parents. It's called The Child Whisperer. And it's not just for parents, actually. It can even be helpful to people who don't have children. Basically, what Carol's work is to help us all love who we were born to be, love who we are, love who we were created to be, the ways that God made us. And so often we are told, not just as women, but as men too, but I'm going to really speak today on women, how we are supposed to be and what is acceptable. And it all starts with the homes that we grow up in. Sometimes we have parents, they're well-meaning, and they really want us to be a certain way so that we stay out of trouble, we don't get on their nerves, and we're compliant, and we live in a way which makes them comfortable. The issue with that is that we're all different. And Carol breaks things down into 4 different types of energy that we actually lead with naturally. And this occurs from the time that we are babies. There's a type 1 woman, and she calls that type of woman let me make sure I get the word straight. She calls that type of woman the bright, animated woman. And a bright, animated woman, these types of women may laugh or giggle when they talk to you. They're full of energy. They have these ideas that kind of flash through their mind, and they can switch, and they're very adaptable. They're probably the most adaptable type. Sometimes type 1 women can feel like people don't take them seriously. They typically look very young and they're very cute. But there is such great strength and wonderful ways that type 1 women have, for instance, again, in being able to kind of morph and be versatile, and they're the most flexible typically of the types. And so there's in every type there are things that are really awesome about being that type of woman. Plus, type 1 women, again, they tend to look much younger than even what they are. Then there's the type 2 woman, and those women are called the soft, subtle women. Type 2 women are all the women can be very nurturing, but type 2 women tend to feel, and sometimes people may say they wear their hearts on their sleeve, but they're very, very strong women. They care a lot about how other people feel. Not that the other types don't, but they lead with that type of energy. They like to see things beautiful, and they like to create these very comfortable environments for themselves and others. And there's a great beauty and wonderfulness in the type 2 woman. Type 3 women are rich and dynamic. That's the type of woman that I am. That's the type of energy that I lead with. And sometimes type 3 women feel like that our type of femininity is not as accepted or not as well known, because we're kind of pushed forward. We have this push forward energy. We have this I can do it attitude, and we can be very determined, and our motto is we can do it. And sometimes that can come off for some people as being too pushy. So sometimes we hold ourselves back and we think we're too much, and we kind of shrink because we think it may make other people feel better, particularly if we're around other types that really are not accepting of our energy. But us bold and dynamic women, we have a lot to offer the world, as do all the other types. And finally, us rich and dynamic women, finally with the type 4 woman, they're the bold, striking women. And type 4 women can tend to be, they go inside, their energy, it comes from the inside out. And they can be very straightforward, very matter of fact, and to the point. And it's great because they are able to all the women are able to make decisions, but a bold, striking woman, they can be very good about getting to the point and making those decisions and being very truthful and straightforward and honest and straight to the point. And there's a great strength in that. And so this is kind of a short synopsis of really Carol's work, because Carol's work runs pretty deep on how you can figure out what type you are. She even goes into what looks best on us for fashion, and also just how we can really relate in this world and understand one another so that we all can really be true to ourselves. Or like her book says, it's just my nature. We can not only be true to ourselves, which makes us feel better, but we can also be true to ourselves so that we can be a blessing to other people and really come in our fullness of our actual natural energy that we have. Oftentimes, when we are not true to who we are, when we are not authentic, we are not living our best lives, and we are not happy people. We are not joyful people. We are suppressed, and sometimes that causes us to be depressed. So I really wanted to recommend Carol's work. You will have to get the books and read them. I think she has maybe two or three other books. This one, The Child Whisperer, is awesome because it can help you understand the children in your life, so that if you are a parent or if you're a family member, you can learn how to understand the energy of the children in your lives instead of trying to make them be something that they're not. And it can also help you understand you and who you were even as a child, to help you go back to your authenticity before you change to try to fit into the world. But I just wanted to recommend Carol's work. She also has a ton of YouTube videos. She has websites out there where you can actually, take a course to understand what type of energy you have. And she has it for men as well. And so there is a course for men to help men understand better what their types are. And not just that, but even how to dress according to their type. What we have to wear clothes, and our clothes can even make the difference on how we show up in the world, how we show up at meetings, how we show up in our lives. I know for me, I was not really very much into fashion, didn't really care much for it until I started reading Carol's work. And now with me really dressing in colors and with the types of fabrics and the shapes and the texture of the fabric for a type 3 woman, I feel fantastic. I dress better, look better, feel better than I have ever. And so I really recommend her work. Check out Carol's website. Check out Carol's courses that she has out there. And start living true to your nature. And may you live your best life.